In this video, we want to review a new process that allows supervisors to review and approve time off and vacation requests that are made by inspectors and their crew. At the top of your home page, you'll see a new icon. It looks like the sun, and it's labeled as time off requests. When there are new pending requests for you to review, the beacon will also flash just like it does over your email icon. So when you want to review time off requests, simply click on the button and the page will display all pending requests. You can change the list to display previously approved or denied requests as well, and you can also filter for a date range. You have the option to delete the request if the inspector has made a mistake or if plans have changed before you've approved it. And to review it, simply click on the edit link. On the detail page, you'll see a start date as well as an end date. The inspectors are required to provide an end date, but supervisors, you can remove the end date in case the inspector has indefinite leave of absence going on. We'll review this in a little more detail in the video where we talk about supervisors initiating time off requests for their inspectors. In the next text box, you can see the reason why. We've got vacation, sick from the frozen account, FMLA, comp time, or medical leave. Here's the inspector who's making the request, the request notes that the inspector made for your review. Now we have an internal note box for the supervisor to make notes if you'd like, and a public notes text box. These are both optional. Now the public notes, if you make any here, will be displayed on the page where the public requests their housing conservation inspections and is about to schedule them, and we'll show you that at the end of this video. So if you need to relay anything specifically to the public, you can type that in here, but we have a general note that gets displayed without you doing anything. In the blue text box, we show items that are scheduled by type and number, as well as to-do items, anything that's unscheduled and the inspector has to follow up with in this time frame. These are only items that are represented in this time frame of the request off. Now, to note, the scheduled items will not be automatically moved by the system. We were told that for things that have been previously scheduled, supervisors should contact customers or make arrangements off so you guys can manually move these from one inspector's calendar to the other from your home page. On the to-do items, you will have the option for the system to move these automatically, or you'll be able to utilize the new drag and drop feature that we've implemented. So just be aware of that. Now, on the calendar, you'll also see everybody else in your crew and any established time off or vacations that have been approved by you. Here you can see we're in August. You can see there's a couple people off the last week. If we want to move forward a month, just click on the arrow. We'll go to September, and you can see some other requests that have been approved. You'll get a clear picture of everyone in your crew and the time off that they'll have. Just below the calendar is where you'll put in your approval or denial, and regardless of the action you take, the system will send the message to the inspector notifying them of the fact that you've approved or denied the request. And so for this example, we're going to approve it, and you can type in a reason if you want. Now here's where you can move the to-do items. So if we select this, if there's a bunch of to-do items or if somebody's going to be off indefinitely, you can have the system move these items. Again, it will just be for the items that are in this window of time off. Anything else you'll need to drag and drop, and you can put it around on other people's to-do lists or their calendars now. So since there was nothing in that list, we'll just leave this unchecked. In this next drop menu is how you can determine the type of coverage for the inspector who's off. So you can select to have all of their items, all departments, covered by one or multiple inspectors. So if you want to have all of their housing conservation, all ALs, all demolition permits covered by one or multiple inspectors, you can determine to have that done right here. Or you can get more granular and you can decide who's going to cover each and every department for the vacationing or inspector who's off. So if you want to assign AL notifications to one or multiple inspectors, you can do that. So we'll just go through here real quick and we'll just assign each one to a different inspector. You may want to keep all housing conservation related items to the same inspector, or as you go through here and just or keep them in the same one or two. But however you want, you can select how you want to do this. So maybe there's a bunch of CSB items, or maybe there's somebody's got a high volume of demolition or vacant buildings, so you can distribute the workload a little more evenly. And again, the system will start, if you have multiple inspectors who are assigned to an item, the system will start with the one who has the least amount of work on their table and will go to the next. So if you have two, it'll go back forth A and B, A and B. If you have three, then it'll go A, B, C, A, B, C. So if they're in a high housing conservation area, maybe you want to put two people on the job. So you have to cover all of the items before you can save it. And then once you do, this is approved. So there's a quick and easy way for you to take all the work that's going to be upcoming and have things that are automatically assigned to the people to cover all areas or each one granularly. So hopefully we've given you some flexibility in how you want to cover this. And before we close, I'll show you how that housing conservation message is displayed. So here, Ross was off and Mark Smith was assigned to cover for him. So this is a system note that goes up on the calendar page for the public to see. And this is without any supervisor comments. So if there's anything else you want to communicate to the public, it will be displayed under this last line here. So if you have any questions, please let us know. Thank you.